What's up, Jumbo Gang?
Can't trust no bitch, these bitches be cheaters, these bitches be hoes. Can't love no bitch, these bitches be eaters, they fucking my bros. And I get to that dog, which why my gang.
What's up, Jumbo Gang? This your boy Sabo back again with another video. Okay, we got D-Rose 600. Now I know about him. Now you know what I'm saying. I just don't know what he got arrested for. You know what I'm saying. But we finna look into that. You know what I'm saying? This was uploaded September 25th. What's today? Today, what? It's October now, October 7th. But we finna react to it. This Hip Hop Daily, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be reacting to them sometime. So let's get into the video, man. I'm not finna waste our time. Let's go. Let's get it.
Fans of Chicago drill will know the name D-Rose from Chief Keef songs like Love Sosa and John Madden. But true fans will know that this D-Rose doesn't play basketball, but was instead a respected member of the Black Disciples. Let's take a closer look at the story of D-Rose, the most respected Chicago shooter.
Oh, my fault. I said, who I say? Rondo number 9. This D-Rose. I never knew about D-Rose. I always heard his name. But I guess this who he is.
Abir Sardine, better known as D-Rose, was a member of the Black Disciples who rose the ranks to become one of the most feared and respected gang members in all of Chicago. D-Rose was a member of Team 600, instead of the BDs allied with O-Block that also featured famous rappers like L.A. Capone, Rondo number 9, and E-Day 600. But D-Rose was known all over the city and was known to rock with a bunch of different sets across different gangs. D-Rose didn't start out as BD. He was originally from the Motown neighborhood, which is an area controlled by the Black Peace Zones. His father was a respected member, and early on, D-Rose was affiliated with the Folly Boys. But his father was allegedly killed in 2009, and not long after that, D-Rose would start hanging out with the BDs. Eventually, he moved down to the area
So I know, like, growing up, wise, like, and I'm pretty sure y'all know about the King Vine and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, most of these niggas that's been up in like, the 600, you know what I'm saying? The 600. Them niggas been about they shit. Like, them niggas been about it. The only people that I ever heard that was about it on the other side was LBG Duck and them. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was telling me motherfuckers was getting interviewed from the other side and saying that, you know what I'm saying, that they was about that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
First in May Street, the territory claimed by 600. Around that time, he would start repping the set and switch gangs to become a BD. But D-Rose was so well respected that he maintained close ties with multiple BD sets.
See, like I said, that's King Vine. That's hold on, y'all.
Gangs to become a BD. But D-Rose was so well respected.
That's T-Roy. That's King Vine. That's King Vine close friend. So yeah, they close.
He maintained close ties with multiple BD sets, including THF, TYMB, Lamron, Front Street, and O-Block. This is part of what made him so respected in the city of Chicago, because his gang ties ran deep. He was also known for being a dude who really put in work in the streets and grew his reputation across the city. He was cool with not only BDs, but Stones and Mickey Cobras as well.
Okay.
Even when certain cliques that he was cool with would get into a beef, D-Rose would fall back and not pick sides.
So this nigga know about every part. I ain't even know what Bibby and them was. So he a Cobra. I ain't know that. They got a lot of gangs. They got hella gangs in Chicago, bro. Like, that shit crazy.
Would force him to get involved. He was a crucial link between a lot of these different BD sets, and all the prominent members of each gang were cool with him. D-Rose is rumored to be one of the first of the younger members of 600 to jump off the porch and make moves in the street. He was considered one of the most active members of 600 and was known to drill with all the different sets he was allied with, including THF, TYMB, and O-Block. It's rumored that D-Rose became active in the streets after the murder of a Front Street member named Baldy. Baldy was killed on July 17, 2011, while walking with a friend down the 600 block of South Prairie Avenue. While they were walking, a van pulled up and started letting off shots. Baldy was shot in the head, and his friend was shot in the ankle. They were both brought to Mount Sinai Hospital, where Baldy would eventually pass away at just 19 years old. Baldy was a well-loved member of 600, and after he died, the set also started going by the name Baldy World. Baldy and D Rose were close, so after he was killed, D Rose went crazy in the streets. Baldy's killer was never caught, and the hit was credited to a GD set called MOB. MOB was allied with STL EBT, the set known to be for O Block, and many believe that they were involved in the hit as well.
LBG Duck.
On December 3rd, 2011, an STL EBT affiliate named Dale Fisher was killed while walking home with a friend. Dale was only 16 at the time, and many have claimed that he wasn't actually affiliated with the gang. He just grew up in the area and was cool with some of the members. But that didn't matter to the ops. And on the night of December 3rd, two gunmen would approach him in a silver vehicle while he was driving down the 6200 block of South St. Lawrence. He would start letting off shots, and Dale would be hit in the chest. He later passed away from his injuries. It's rumored that D Rose was the one who took out Dale from STL EBT.
16 years old, bro. You supposed, I don't even know. I was, we was going into our sophomore year, 16, bro. That's crazy.
Only a few months before that, both Tuka and OD Perry had been killed, starting the war between O Block 600 and STL EBT. So Dale was just another body dropped in one of the deadliest wars in the history of Chiraq. By that time, D Rose was gaining a reputation as one of the deadliest shooters in Chicago. The Chicago drill movement was starting to take off, and BD rappers like Chief Keef and Rondo Number 9 would start name dropping D Rose in songs, only to help build his clout in the city. But D Rose wasn't only feared by the ops, he was also a major target of the Chicago police, who were eager to lock him up the minute he was caught slipping. At the time, 600 was beefing with another gang called 051 Money Gang. 051 had already killed several well-respected members of 600, and they were looking for revenge. On June 22nd, 2012, a 14-year-old member of 051 named Fats or Fathead was killed while walking home with his cousin from a corner store. As they were walking, they noticed a van drive by them and slowed down as it passed. They didn't make anything of it, but moments later, the van circled back and started letting off shots. The cousin managed to escape, but Fats was hit and fell to the ground. As his cousin turned back to see what happened, she witnessed the killer get out of the car and open fire on Fats again to make sure he was dead. Fats' death has been credited to C-Day, and D Rose was rumored to have been the one driving the car. D Rose would continue terrorizing his ops, and only a few months later, he would allegedly catch another body. 600 was also beefing with a GD set called Brick Squad. Their biggest op from Brick Squad was a rapper named Lil Jojo, who had recently dropped a diss track called BDK, where he took shots at the entire Black Disciple gang. To make matters worse, Lil Jojo tried to troll Lil Reese by driving past him, swearing a bunch, and calling him a and then posted a video of it online.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Hey, I am Brick Squad. Yeah, Brick Squad, boy. What you talking about, boy?
He and Lil Reese started going back and forth on Twitter, dissing each other and making threats. Lil Jojo would eventually drop his location, tweeting, "I'm on hashtag 069, I'm out here." That would prove to be a big mistake, and just a few hours later, Lil Jojo would be shot and killed while riding his bike near 69th Street and Princeton Ave. Chief Keef would go on to tweet, "It's sad, cause that Jojo wanted to be just like us. Hashtag laugh my ass off," leading many to believe that Kiefer Reese had something to do with his death. But the word on the street is that the actual killer was none other than D Rose. D Rose was allegedly with a group of BDs.
Nah, I ain't know that.
Poo-Poo.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I always thought Chief Keef did something with it. That's crazy. Okay.
Kiki and J Money when they caught Jojo riding on his bike and took him out. Many believe that D Rose was also the one who pulled the trigger. D Rose would go on to diss Lil Jojo several times on social media after his death, supporting the rumors that he was the killer.
Hey, stop!
He would spend all of 2013 behind bars, but would be back out on the streets in 2014. By this time, Chicago drill had absolutely exploded, and Chief Keef was going viral. But the streets of Chicago were hotter than ever, and the war between the BDs and GDs had only gotten worse. After getting out of jail, D Rose would go right back to drilling and would catch another body by the end of the year. While D Rose was locked up, the beef between O Block 600 and 051 had only gotten more intense. In March 2014, a rapper named Lil Mark, who was associated with 051 Young Money, dropped a remix to the Lil Durk song, Competition, called No Competition, where he took shots at OTF, 600, Lamron, O Block, and a bunch of other BD sets. Just a few days later, Lil Mark was killed while standing at a bus stop, and it's been rumored that D Rose was the shooter. But just a few months after that, it would be all over for D Rose. He was arrested for the murder of 14-year-old Venzel Richardson. Venzel also went by the name Big V and was affiliated with the GD set Taekwon World. Taekwon World is allied with STL EBT, and they were part of the beef between them and O Block 600. Big V and his homies left a convenience store near 61st and King Drive on the night of February 12, 2014, when a minivan pulled up alongside him and started letting off shots. Big V was shot 4 times in the back of the head and later died from his injuries. By that point, the Chicago police wanted D. Rose off the streets after they failed to get him for the Lil Mark murder. They received information that he was involved in the Big V hit, and he was arrested about 6 weeks later. A witness identified him in a photo lineup, and he was officially charged with the murder. After spending several years fighting the case, D. Rose was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2016 and sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Damn.
But even with all the work D. Rose put in the streets, many believe that he's actually innocent of the murder of Big V. After his sentencing, 600 Breezy posted a photo of the news story on IG, along with the caption, "He didn't even do this shit. He wasn't even there, 100. I hate the system."
I heard about how they be attaching murders to people that didn't do it. That's like a suspect. Vine spoke about that shit a lot. So this what he talking about. That's crazy.
Free my brothers, this shit foul. He an innocent man. They doing this shit because of his street name. Although the Big V hit has been credited to 600 Front Street, many believe that it wasn't actually D. Rose who pulled the trigger. But at that point, the Chicago police wanted him off the streets for good, even if that meant framing him for a murder.
Yeah,
The saddest part about the D. Rose story is that after he got locked up, he claims he was abandoned by all his old friends, some who were millionaires at that point. Not long after D. Rose got locked up, Team 600 started to fall apart. L.A. Capone was killed in 2013, and then C-Day and Rondo Number 9 were also both sentenced to over 40 years in prison around the same time as D. Rose. The other BDs who made it out of the streets, like Chief Keef and Lil Durk, had already left the city to focus on their music. So, while they were touring the world and becoming millionaires, D. Rose left to rot in jail, even though he was the main shooter in the gang who helped the BDs earn the respect they had all across the city. In an interview D. Rose did from jail, he dissed Chief Keef and Lil Durk and claimed they abandoned him after he got locked up. He said that his bond was only $100K, meaning he could have gotten out of jail, which is $10K. But no one came for him, and he had to sit in jail for 3 years before being sentenced. By that point, Chief Keef had already been featured on a Kanye record and could have easily given him the money, but for whatever reason, he never came through. He said that the only person he's still cool with was Tay 600, which came as a shock to many. Tay 600 was kicked out of Team 600 after
Hey, to all my young niggas trying to come up out the streets and doing all that shit in the streets, man, y'all just think about this shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This, you know, like, I ain't gonna fake it. You know what I'm saying? I know what's up. That's why I could have went that route, but didn't go that route. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. Use this. You know what I'm saying? For a little reminder of what it is. That nigga got 40 years, bro.
surface that he snitched on C-Day and Rondo in their murder case. People like E-Day and 600 Breezy claim to have seen paperwork proving that he snitched, but Tay maintained his innocence. He cleared his name a few years back after court paperwork proved that he didn't snitch.
Yeah, like it was a fake statement floating around, and it said in the statement, I, Jamonte D. Carpenter, have seen Rondo and C-Day shoot the person 5 times, you know, and the statement was so fake because if you read the statement, for one, court document's not going to say Rondo and C-Day, it's going to say Courtney and Clint, and then like the dates on the fake statement was all type of up. The addresses was up.
But by that point, a lot of damage had already been done to his reputation. According to D. Rose, Tay was one of the only ones who called and checked up on him regularly. In the end, D. Rose actually lived the life that most drill rappers talk about in their music. Even though he did a lot of dirt in the streets, he was only 17 years old when he was arrested and didn't know anything else but the streets of Chiraq. His story should be a lesson to anyone who's really about that life. There's only 2 outcomes, death or jail, and just because the streets love you when you're on top, doesn't mean they're gonna be there when you're at the bottom.
And that's real shit. Yeah, everybody like, comment, and subscribe. I heard this is a learning lesson to everybody that think that about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas about that shit, but we not gonna speak on that. Everybody like, comment, and subscribe, and we gonna roll to like, what, 300? We out.